stand in line to face the music and speak with these hands of mine like a pantomime. You on this team and plan to shine, you probably stab his spine. You watch who you stand in front of, you watch who you stand behind.
The bullets protect you. They'll get everybody you played with. That chopper pick niggas up with no warning. It's a slave ship.
Bad boys too. You know when Marcus daughter finna date, I meet Reggie at the door and put a 40 in his face.
Hello. Welcome back to Speaking Our Language Show. And for today's episode, I have the privilege of interviewing one of the greatest battlers to ever do it. DNA, how you feeling?
I'm good. What's the word?
None, man. First and foremost, before I start the video, I had the privilege of going to my first ever battle event because of DNA. I don't know if he remembers, but in 2021 for Gnome, there was a caffeine drawing where we pretty much had to do a prop war or whatever. And it was between me and DJ Mogatti. We probably spent collectively $1,300 in the chat or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
And he didn't have to give me an opportunity to go, but he allowed me to go, even though I didn't have the most props in that war. So I really appreciate that. So without him, I probably wouldn't even be able to do this interview, nor be a blogger and media member. So shout out to DNA for that.
All good. How'd you like the event?
Oh, it was amazing, man. You versus B-Dot was an amazing battle, which we're going to get to that a little bit later in the interview. Seeing, Drake there, obviously, and then seeing just the atmosphere and like the in the building experience is 100% different than on camera. So now I can kind of understand what the battlers mean when they say stuff like that. Because at first I didn't understand. I was just a spectator. But in the building, the atmosphere and like the ambiance is a little bit different. 100%.
For sure.
First question. I remember you saying that Lloyd Banks was one of your favorite rappers growing up, and it was because like the back-to-back punchline style or whatever. I wanted to ask, what other artists and battle rappers, if you will, kind of influenced you to be a battle rapper?
We talking strictly battle rap, of course, like the Pioneers, the Mooks, the Lux, the T-Rexes, the Sirius Jones, Jin, J Mills. All those people that was doing it on the high level then, I was watching them like we all were before, I got the opportunity to do an X Factor, Miles, Nemesis from Money Ave, Dot Mob, all of them.
Feel that. I know because it was funny because it was like, I remember growing up and because you and Casita did like this blog and you were like, yeah, they say I can't punchline, but one of my favorite rappers of all time is Lloyd Banks, and all he did was punchline. So it was just funny that, like, just that parallel there. Yeah, so you've had the privilege at the age of 31, to be traveling across the globe or whatever, and you debuted on multiple leagues. I kind of wanted to run down some of your debuts because, if I'm not mistaken, GrindTime, you debuted against Prophet. I forget your debut on Don't Flop, but URL, you debuted against P. KOTD was Dizaster, which is crazy that was your debut. And then RBE was Big Cannon. Can you kind of touch on like the difference in feels when it came to debuting on multiple leagues?
So debuting on multiple leagues, it's always the same feel for me anyway. It's making a statement. So even though Prophet was like my debut in battle rap period, but I still wanted to make a statement then on GrindTime, and then URL, they kind of put in the air that, people that came from like GrindTime or King of the Dot, they would have trouble on URL. So when I battled P, at that time, he was more considered of a URL guy than me. So that was about making a statement with Dizaster. That was like entering his world. So I had to make a statement over there. Don't Flop with Censor. That was also making a statement because now I'm representing it, the United States, going to the UK. So you don't want to make the US look bad, and you also want to let the people in London know, like, yo, I didn't just come over here to take y'all money out. I'm gonna take it serious. And then with RBE, it's kind of the same thing. Around that time when I battled Big Cannon, it was the whole thing: if it's not on URL, it don't count. Right. And, everybody's looking to see like what's DNA gonna come and do when he steps off of URL. So yeah, for me, every debut I made was always super important because I wanted it to be known like I take everything serious, and you know what I mean, I'm gonna definitely give y'all something to remember when I'm done.
No, 100%. And speaking on the Dizaster battle, right? You know what I'm saying? He delivers a crazy first round. First and foremost, you and Dizaster is one of my favorite battles of all time. It actually is one of the things that kind of kept me a battle rap fan and made me a battle rap fan. One of my favorite moments is that, like, you know what I'm saying? He delivers a crazy first round, and then you go and you start rapping, yada, yada. He starts talking, and then you deliver that headlines rebuttal or whatever, a freestyle moment or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the second round, because you spent the whole round talking about he has a problem with time. Then the second round, he does a freestyle rebuttal about the Prince of Persia. Tell me what was going through your mind when he landed that rebuttal, because I know for a fact he was like, damn, like I had him. I constructed a really good round, and then he lands a huge, crazy haymaker in the second round with the Prince of Persia bar.
I would say, like, in terms of somebody that freestyles, I was the most strategic in that battle with him, because at the time, that's the first time I ever had battled somebody in my career that had the same freestyle capability as me. That I feel like it was on the same level or higher. So it was all strategy. That's why I was ending my rounds with, and if you rebuttal, that lets me know I said something hot. Because I wanted people to know, like, if he's trying to flip my shit, that must mean it did something to him to do that. So I kind of expected he would try to rebuttal anything that I said. So I just kept that in there as like a, yo, no matter what he says, just know that. But yeah, after this first round, I was terrified because the whole battle, like, I've told this story before, but just to sum it up, like, we were supposed to originally battle on GrindTime. It fell through or whatever, because, you know, things kind of went left between us where we ain't know, you know what I mean? Like, at that time, I didn't really understand, like, you know, the trolling or battling. So I'm taking it, I got emotional, I'm taking it personal. So it kind of went left there. Then Organic wound up matching it back up to happen. And then originally URL was gonna pay me like triple the money to do it there. But I didn't want to battle him on URL, because I felt like if I beat him there, it won't matter. And if he beats me there, I'll look crazy, because at the time, that was my predominant league I was in. So we wound up doing it in King of the Dot. And then Organic was like, yo, even though I can't pay you nearly what URL is paying, I'll make it worth your while, trust me. So when he said that, I'm just taking it as like a negotiation tactic or whatever. So after the battle gets locked in, I didn't get my passport in time. I had to pay money out of my purse to get my passport expedited. Yeah. That was on me. Right. Then I was staying up so late because I was panicking, second guessing all my material. So I only had a round the day before the battle. Yep. I went to go catch my flight, and I was still taking public transportation at this time. So I fell asleep. I wound up all the way like in Dykeman. And by I remember you say that. Yeah. And by the time I got to Jersey to go on the airplane, I missed my flight, so I had to pay out of that. And then when I finally get to Canada, I had trouble at the border from like some prior time. Like, I got arrested as a kid, but we figured it out. Then when I got out of there, I only had 2 rounds, so I'm nervous about that. And then when I'm there at the battle, there's a bunch of people screaming. This is my first time in Canada. They're like, oh my God, Drake's here. So, you know, I'm just thinking like, all right, that's what everybody probably does in Canada when they see a limo. And I walk into the venue because they tell me it's time. I was rehearsing outside, and I see Drake standing there. And him, Organic, and Dizaster, they're laughing with each other like they're friends.
Oh, you feel like it? right.
Yeah, so I'm like, yo, this shit is a setup. So they all like, yo, Drake said he got 3,000 for the winner. You guys want to judge it? I'm like, hell no.
Yeah.
And then after that, he spit that first round. So I'm like, oh my God, this is the lineup. But yeah, I got out of there though.
Yeah, now that third round, like that last part, because like y'all had an unlimited joint. Then by that last portion or whatever, you said such and such about Canadian. Say it again. Exactly. That's what I thought. Yeah. You closed that battle out perfectly. That was a battle. Still watch that battle to this day. Next question though, because actually on this channel, myself and J Smo Reviews, shout out to J Smo Reviews, we put together a top 5 Rappers Pentagon gauntlet, right? Pretty much it entails a top 5 of each category. You know, a lot of controversy happened from the top 5 we created because, you know, a lot of battlers and fans are like very passionate or whatever. But we had you a part of our top 5 freestylers of all time. And we also had you as our top 5 well-rounded battlers of all time. So one of the questions that I wanted to ask you, which you kind of touched on before, but maybe in a little bit more detail. How did you become a master of freestyling? Because I know, like, you know what I'm saying, it's muscle memory to a degree, and you're like a real master MC. And part of being a master MC is knowing how to like rap on the spot and all types of stuff in different circumstances. But how did you particularly become like a master of freestyling?
Before I do that, who y'all got as number one as the freestyler? Because I think I seen it and it wasn't me.
Oh man, A Ward was ranked at number one.
Yeah, you know, all right, so this is my thing, right? I'm not
Rebuttal,
mad at
I
that.
heard rebuttaling and freestyle, like especially the hardcore fans feel like rebuttaling and freestyling should be kind of separated because it's about football. But I feel like rebuttaling still like at freestyling to a degree though. So
yeah, for sure. In my opinion, right, I'm not mad at A Ward at all because I feel like what I've done for me lately, he battles a lot more than me. He displays that. But the reason why I wouldn't put him over me in the rebuttal categories because it's where is it happening at, how is it happening? Like doing rebuttals at the beginning of the round, okay, that's like if we really talking about freestyling to the naked eye, all of it is amazing. But I've rebutted mid-round, I rebutted into a line that I already had, combined them, so it's like
full round freestyling against Briz in the second. I know,
whole round. So that's why I wouldn't put him over me. And it's like, where are we doing this at?
Mm-hmm.
I've done this mid-round like in front of 2,000. He hasn't done it. So it's like, it's easy to do that in front of 20, 30, 40, 50 people. You know what I mean? So that's why I wouldn't put him over me just because of where I've done it, how I've done it, the levels I've done it, all of that. Like, I still don't feel like he's done it in those type of situations. I will have to see that first. But
so you wasn't that impressed with like some of his freestyling against Ill Will on Max Out then?
Yeah, I'm impressed with all of his freestyling because that's a rare talent. But I'm just saying, then you're comparing it to me. Right. If we're comparing it in general, But I'm saying like I know like you know what I mean? Like as freestylers, he could tell you this. We all have a thing like you see somebody like Surf freestyle at the beginning of the round. So a lot of people have not learned to do that now. Right. It's about while I'm halfway in and I go, you talking through my round, not me in the old red bar when it's 1,500 in the crowd.
Deactivate his voice, not your red. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like I haven't seen him do that with that amount of people enough times or even at all in my memory, you know what I mean, to say like I would rank him higher than me because it's like it's levels to doing it as well. Like I seen a Dizaster do it. I'm not mad at somebody putting him out. I seen clips do it. Sharon, all of that, but I haven't really. I don't even think A1 has been put in them situations yet to see if he can do it. Like he hasn't been on a grand stage like that. But in terms of me just freestyling, I just practiced. I just practiced a lot. That was the first thing I did. So before I ever wrote a rhyme, when I first started taking rap serious at 11, I used to just freestyle every day walking home from school. So people would give me, you know, anything that we see in the street while we're walking home, in the stores, the things on the block. Then they would start giving me like, you know, like different subject matters. We'll just start going on it. And I was doing that consistently for like 3 years. And I didn't write my first rhyme until 14. So after that point, like I just always been good at doing it because I practiced it so much. That was the first thing I learned how to do. Yeah.
Okay. To me and to a lot of other analysts, bloggers, you know, when we talk about DNA's best years in battle rap, right? 2014 comes into mind, 2017, 2018 when you became the champ, you feel me? But specifically for me, the best year you ever had in battle rap is last year, 2021. I think of your battle against Geechee, very good battle. Masterful performance against Av in a small room, very underrated win. You know what I'm saying? A good battle between you and B-Dot where you just rapped with B-Dot. You know what I'm saying? And King Lo's battle. Sick battle. What was so special about last year, right? Like, was it because you made the full transition? Because we got a snippet of that in the Luke Castro battle. But was it the full transition you made stylistically? Was it, you know what I'm saying, just I guess, were you reinvigorated? Like, I just want to know, like, how did you go into like this whole like career renaissance going into 2021? Because I feel like that was your best year in battle rap.
I agree with you. Like, I feel like that was my best year in battle rap too. Like I feel like the other years had flashes, but none of them compared to like the consistent whole year. I think there's a lot of things. It was where I'm at in my life, where I grew as a person, my confidence level of just not allowing people to, you know what I mean, be able to get to me or rattle me or switch what I'm doing, just staying strict and firm on the objective of what I'm trying to accomplish. And then, you know, I also, it was also what was going on in the world. Like, I feel like I'm so much of a tactician, and my IQ is so high, I know what approach works where. Like, it's second nature.
Right.
So, and it started shifting towards the end of 2021, coming into 2022, because the world changed again. But you remember at the end of, at the beginning of 2020, COVID happened, but I didn't return to battle rap until
Vixen,
like the fall of 2020.
October.
So at that time, it was really like, I felt like the universe and the energy finally gave me the chance to display what I could really do with my pen. I feel like because I was such a big name in battle rap and the money that I request, that every time I was on a card, it was on a big stage. So that's not where they want to hear that. You know what I mean? Go to JC and Surf. That never works. That never changes. Like, the person that's always more intricate will always have the tougher time on
big stages. Yeah.
The big stage. So when COVID happened, while everybody else was struggling, because they like, now that niggas really got to rap, a lot of these vets don't look the same. For me, I'm like, well, now I get to unlock what I've been telling people I could do, because it seemed like I was just running my mouth when I'm like, yo, I can really write how these niggas write. I just don't do it because I know it's not gonna work. So I was like, and I was waiting the whole time of my career to display it against like a Mook, a Lux, just to let people know. But I'm like, you know what? This opportunity arose, so let me show them. And then I also, like, that's why I always say battle rap is key, because you always learn something, no matter how good you are. So with Vixen, I feel like the problem I had in that battle was, one, I hadn't battled in a while, so my pacing wasn't where it needed to be. I was going too fast. And then two, I didn't announce what I was doing.
Right. Right.
So when you watch the second and third round, because my second round for her is like one of my favorite rounds I ever wrote. But I didn't say, oh, I'm not doing gun bars. So it's like,
you just didn't do it, right?
I just didn't do it. The third round either. And the first round I did it because I'm like, this is what they remember me for, boom. So with Lou, I made it you know what I mean, a key thing to stay.
Right. And
then after I saw it and I because I was like, actually, shout out to my man Blessed by the Beats. He's like somebody that I met like through the internet at the beginning of my career. He's always like, you know what I mean, had my best interest, and we always converse before battles. And he was skeptical, like, yo, you think people are really gonna, I think you're going over heads. I said, no, right now, I know what's going on.
That's what we want. Yeah.
Right now, they're gonna appreciate it. Even the rappers are gonna make a thing about this. Watch. And then the response after the Lou Castro battle let me know that, yeah, I was on to the right thing. So then from there, I'm like, now I just gotta keep it going. And with Geechee, I feel like that, even though people give more credit for the Av performance, with Geechee, I feel like I was so layered, it was only a select few that was getting, because that was
like the whole Mob and Don scheme that you did was
like that's why I started toning it down once the stages started coming back, because I realized, like, all right, it's going too far. Because like me, I'm big on timing. So like when I was breaking down the Mob thing, I was connecting all movies that also had Robert De Niro in it. That's why I'm like, nah, man, yo, you want to keep talking this mafia shit? Yeah, as long as it got De Niro in it, like, nah, I mean. So I was connecting Casino, Goodfellas, Bronx Tales, and then I was making it go all with his career. So that like second round for him was like super layered in the first two, and then with Av, it was like, can I combine the layer shit with the punches, with the performance,
with the angles too? Because I feel like you had poignant angles, especially in that third round where you kind of just
And then with Dot, you know what I mean, I kept it going. And then King Los, I feel like with King Los we was reversed. He was actually more simplistic, and I was more layered in our battle. But it was still a good battle. And then around Real Sick, I realized the stages was coming back. So then I kind of mixed in the new DNA with the old DNA. That's kind of where we at now, because, you know what I mean, we not in those rooms no more. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like just the way the world was set up, it allowed me to really show everybody what I'm really capable of in 2021. I feel like I wasn't never, and it sounds crazy that I've been around this long and had such a great career, but I don't feel like up until that year, I wasn't able to really show people how crazy I could really get.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I agree with that. And like I said, I've always been impressed with two of the battles of that year, which is the B-Dot battle, because battling B-Dot in a small room is one of the hardest things to do. And you could have easily used your other stuff with the rebuttal and with the credit. You rapped with B-Dot, and I don't think a lot of people give you enough credit for that, right? And then like I said, the Av performance, like I feel like all 3 rounds against Av was just masterful. Probably one of your best performances of your career, in my humble opinion. But we're getting to the last stretch. I only have like a couple more questions to ask. This is the Rappers Pentagon segment, so we're doing all top 5 stuff. So I'm gonna ask you like, hey, what are 5 of this or 5 of that? You just give me 5 examples of your top 5 or something. 5 questions. This is hard for battlers to do, but I know you're very transparent, so I'm gonna ask it anyway. What were 5 losses in your career that really affected you or really made you grow as a battler?
K-Rock battle. Because I don't consider it a loss like from a lyrical standpoint, but I consider it a loss because of how I acted. Like I really felt like before that battle, the fans loved me because I just came off the Ill Will battle, and it showed me how fast they could turn. And from that day, I never went into a battle expecting anything. You know what I mean? So that battle affected me. The K-Shine battle. Because that was a battle that I didn't want to take it.
Because by that time you guys were cool because y'all went to I think y'all went to KOTD together, do an event.
Yeah,
situation happened.
We still wasn't cool.
But y'all had like a situation where y'all got to.
Yeah, but no, you know what it was? I just didn't have the motivation that I know he had.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And then in there, it was like, once again, like when you don't want to do something, don't do it. The money's not worth the outcome.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it also affected me too, like where, like the DNA now that won't get rattled in any situation. The K-Shine was if somebody was to do anything like that now, and I got a chance to rap after, it's over. Because a lot of people forget I went second in that battle.
Yeah, you did.
So it's no way somebody of my freestyle skill set shouldn't have been able to, you know what I mean, get out of it.
Which you kind of had an opportunity to do that when the 202 was Suge and Twork. And he was like, all right, I got y'all now. Right.
Yeah. So that's what I learned from that. That's how that affected me. And then with Tay-Rock, it was more so a composure thing. Right. So those 2 battles, I don't got too many losses, man. So I'm trying to, you know, there's battles that people prefer other people, but I'm saying like a definitive, like, yo, he got smoked. I could probably say Young Cannon, it never came out. Right. But that loss affected me because I was gambling a lot at that time. And that shit kind of woke me up like, yo, if I'm gonna be here battle rapping, what am I doing? Like I literally just came up there and freestyled the whole battle. I probably wrote like 8 bars for him. And that affected me in a way like, yo, I gotta get this shit together because whatever I display, people are gonna take that as that's what I'm capable of. So if I'm displaying this, they gonna think I fell off or I don't got it no more. Same thing where I'll say the Ilmac battle too.
Yeah, you took Ilmac at a time period on one of the biggest KOTD cards of all time, Blackout 5, and 2, you were battling hella that year. Like you were battling, you had crazy battles before the Ilmac battle. Now I feel
me and Ilmac was supposed to battle. Not to cut you off, me and Clips was supposed to battle on that card. Ilmac was a replacement.
Oh, okay.
But what was you gonna say?
Yeah, no, because I feel like what happened a lot was that like you would, since you were so competitive but also in the field before everybody else was, like you would take like small matchups, right? You would do like 10 battles a year and then battle like an Ilmac or a mega matchup. And by that time, I wouldn't say you were fatigued, but like obviously you would do much better if you were only battling like once a year and waiting until like those big matchups. But instead, you were battling like 9-8 times before you even see like an Ilmac on the year. So I just felt like, you know, I always felt like when in those type of circumstances, like usually if you lost a battle like that, it's because you probably battled like hella times before you even got a chance to even get right for that opponent.
But you know what it was though? It was gambling. I wasn't taking the battles because I wanted to battle mad times. I was taking it because I was fucking up the bread. So that's why I said like Young Cannon and Ilmac, that was one of those situations where it was different. Like the Rock and Sean battle taught me shit like in terms of skill set and like what to do in a battle. The Ilmac and Young Cannon loss, it was more like, yo, I'm bugging the fuck out. I really need to, you know what I mean, stop gambling and then only take battles that I normally take serious. And the last one I'll probably say is like Loso. And that was also the same thing with gambling, but it also was like fatigue. I had mad battles.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, why would I take this when I know if I would have sat down and took this, you know what I mean, on my own, I would have won. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I feel like.
Yeah.
But I took it with, you know what I mean, having like 5 other battles, like one of those stacked months, and then, you know what I mean, it didn't go my way. So that's probably my 5.
Okay. Top 5 freestyle moments of yours.
The Sirius Jones, you saw what happened last
time. Yep.
The rookie mistake.
Twork.
The old red joint.
Yep.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated.
Recently in the Hollow battle, I think it was when I flipped the Queen shit over.
Yeah, that was fire. I like the bridge joint where you did the Huey P rebuttal. Like that was fire. Like that one.
I would say also with Dizaster, the headlines line. That's a big one.
That was actually in my intro for my videos for like the first 4 months. So yeah, no, that's fire.
And then I'm trying to think of the last one. Damn, I got a lot. I'll probably just say the whole freestyle thing with Young Air will give me a word. That's the first time I started. Oh no, the Kevin Durant PG missing
against Chilla. Oh my god, bye classic.
Yeah, that one.
Classic. All right, you're a wrestling fan. I'm a wrestling fan, so I gotta ask you, top 5 wrestling matches.
Top 5 wrestling matches. Okay. Undertaker, Mankind, Hell in the Cell, King of the Ring, 98. Yep. More for all that.
Facts.
Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker. Not the second match when he retired, the one before.
WrestleMania 25.
Yeah.
09. Yeah,
that was one of the greatest matches ever.
Yeah.
Hogan and The Rock.
WrestleMania 18. Yep.
18.
You gotta have Stone Cold in there. That's your favorite wrestler. You gotta have him. You gotta have him in there.
Stone Cold and The Rock. I'm gonna go with Backlash after they fought at 19.
Wait. You mean because 19? I think.
No, not 19. 15.
Yes. 99. 99. Yeah.
After they had the first match
in 15.
Remember they fought again.
Yeah, Backlash. And I think right after that, that's when The Rock turned face.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, so that one, and then I'm gonna go with the first ever TLC. The Dudleys, Edge and Christian and the Hardys.
SummerSlam 2000.
Yeah.
Crazy. I like that. All right, 2 more top 5 questions, then we get into the last stretch. Top 5 career defining performances from you. Personally, not like what's revered by us, because obviously let us tell it, whatever. Battlers usually feel different from the fans and bloggers anyway. Yeah. So go ahead.
It's anytime that I reached a new level. So Dizaster, Danger Zone.
Danger Zone was fire. Yeah.
Big Cannon. Mickey Fax. And Av.
Yeah, and funny enough, most of those are small room battles. That's the funny part.
Yeah, I would want to. I don't want to switch Ill Will out. I might take Dizaster out and put New Castro in. And that's only because now I've done enough. But yeah. Nah.
The Danger Zone performance, also underrated performance too. One of my favorite bars. It only takes 3 rights to get around the block. Crazy. Last top 5 question. When we talk about King of the Volumes, right? Here's the 5 names that come up when I'm having these barbershop talks with people. I think of O-Red, I think of Nitty, Twork, Chilla Jones, and yourself, because I feel like you're undefeated in the volumes. How would you rank all 5 of you in terms of like being on that pedestal of King of the Volumes? So like I said, O-Red, Nitty, Twork, Chilla, and yourself.
Okay, let's go with Chilla. How many Chilla have?
Chilla, I have his resume down. Chilla has the battle against Nitty on volume 5. He has the battle with B-Dot on volume 6. Sean on volume 7. Kid Chaos on volume 8. And I personally have him 3-1. I think him and Nitty is very close, but I edge Nitty in that battle.
Okay. And what about O-Red? O-Red had Briz,
Cortez, Iron, John, and Geechee. And I low-key have him 5-0 against all of them. Low-key.
Okay, and what about Twork?
Twork is JC, Averb, Nitty, Clips, Jada Nightwing, and Sue Surf. And I have him clearly winning too. To me, him and Nitty is close, but I have Nitty winning that. And then after that, I don't really have him like Charlie Clips. I had Charlie Clips winning. Jada Nightwing, he kind of fumbled the bag in that one. Then we know what happened to Sue Surf one. So he may have the best moments, but in terms of record.
And then what about Nitty?
Nitty to me is 3-1-1 because him and Iron is classic. John and Don, that's a loss. Twork, Suge, and then Chilla Jones, and I have him winning against Twork, Suge, Chilla Jones, and him and Iron's a classic. So that, and then like he lost to John. I have him 3-1-1. So then yourself, I have you 5-0 too. So
all right. So if I would rank it, I would rank. And I'm just going off an impact to say the king. I would rank me because I had.
Chilla said the same thing. That's why it's funny. Go ahead.
Nah, but I'm just matching Chilla's opponents against mine.
Right.
In volume, I had Mickey, Verb,
Yep.
Av, King Lopes, and Real Sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would put myself higher than Chilla. I would put Nitty as number 2.
Okay.
I would put Red as number 3. I would put Twork as 4, and I would put Chilla 5.
I like that. All right. Last question before we get into the flower segment, where I pretty much run down all your accolades before we get up out of here. You know, when we talk about some of the best, you know, groups in battle rap history, we talk about, you know what I'm saying, Dot Mob, you know what I'm saying, we talk about Team Hami, you know what I'm saying, and then it's now NWX, you know what I'm saying. NWX was one of the best groups and one of the best things to happen in battle rap. I know you guys were stigmatized a lot in terms of like the posses and groups and stuff like that, but a lot of people are starting to miss you guys now that you guys are no longer a collective. I mean,
of course.
You know what I'm saying, like not like officially a collective anymore. But I wanted to ask you, like, what were some of your favorite NWX moments the group has ever had?
Gnome 5, Sean's performance versus Verb, mine's versus Sirius. That was like the introduction. The first ever 2-on-2 with me and Sean versus Sire Boy and John. Cause that started.
Donatello, that was fire. Yeah.
The battle with me and Sean versus EFB. That last run with the 2-on-2s, that and the
Crazy.
Monstars, that was like in a 2-month span. Us having a whole card, because you know gun titles had gun titles madness, but this is still during COVID. We had the super fight card.
Yeah.
When it was me, Drugs, Don Marino, and T-Top. That was a big moment. And then probably when we introduced T-Top. The uproar. Yeah. All great moments, man. I also think of I think volume 3 kind of had a little bit of NWX presence up in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was dope too. That's when Twork was with us, but then he left. But
Right.
Still was unofficially with us.
Right.
Sean versus Geechee, me versus Mickey. Yeah. That was a low-key NWX card too.
Yeah, but shout out to y'all, man. All right, now we're about to get into the flower segments where I go down all your accomplishments, right? You have 24 million viewed battles on Verse Tracker, 90 million total views on Verse Tracker, headline over 10 URL events, headlined on KOTD in your debut, 6 SM appearances, 6 NOM appearances, ranked in BET's top 50 list and the Source Battlers of the Decade list, 2 times BET prize winner, Red Bull finalist, ranked in top 20 3 times for champion of the year. You were in top 10 each year that you were ranked there, and your resume includes 35 of the 50 battlers that were a part of that recent top 50 BET list as well. And that's not even to go on to like the ESPN and all the stuff and all the other ventures you've done outside of battle rap. You've accomplished so much in battle rap, and I ask this with any battler that has accomplished so much and continue to, you know, battle at such a high rate and of high quality. What does DNA want to accomplish before it's all said and done, even with the expansive catalog of success that he's already had?
I mean, I feel like the respect won't come until I'm not doing it no more, because you know, that's just how my career goes with them. But just beat the other people that they feel like are like the end games or the greatest. You know what I mean? And then I got nothing else to prove. You know what I mean? I got nothing to prove right now. But yeah, like the Lux battle, we gotta happen.
Yeah, in a volume for sure.
Yeah, the Mook battle gotta happen at some point, and then I'm good. Then after that, we can just, you know what I mean, continue to do what we do. But yeah, I feel like that would be it. Because if you asked me this before COVID, I would have said, like, you know what I mean, small room battles. But now that's now COVID opened up the gate where you can do that whenever you want.
Right. You have the views, you have the expansive catalog across multiple leagues. You done battle most of anybody that has like a top 5. You battle most of those guys. Have one of the most longest catalogs of all time. You know what I'm saying? Dre Dennis kind of emulating what you used to do. You know what I'm saying?
And then also I feel like I got my chance to give back in both ways by taking on a newer talent in the ring and then helping them, you know, outside of the ring with the management company and all that. So I feel like even that right there in itself is like what I would say if I wasn't doing, I would want to do. Because it's also just as much as work that I want to be on the forefront for my recognition. I also want, you know what I mean, to help those people that are coming up behind me, you know what I mean, and don't let them make some of the same mistakes that I did. So that's why having a management company is like one of the big things for me.
All right, thank you, man. I really, really appreciate you hopping on the Speaking Our Language show. This show was strictly predicated on highlighting some of the battlers and the talents, and also giving legends like yourself their flowers while they're still here. So thank you guys for watching, and also please make sure you guys cop some of DNA's merch. He has some of the best merch out of any of the battle rappers. You feel me? Get money, drink water. You know what I'm saying? So follow, support, and thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Got you. Good luck in them, man. Appreciate it.